What is going on, YouTube? I'm Brandon. You are back in the Gillstrap garage, and we've got a '07, I believe it's a 2007 Street Glide. Big old front wheel on that thing. Customer states he's having problems starting. So what he told me the first time he noticed an issue with the bike was at the end of fall last year. He was getting off the freeway, he pulled his clutch in and the bike died. He was having a real hard time getting it restarted. And ever since then, every time he tries to start it, he has a really hard time getting it to turn over. And then it'll turn over, it'll run, smells really rich. So when he first told me that, I was thinking maybe he's got some kind of fuel issue, could be a compression issue. I don't know, I was just kind of going over a couple things in my head. The only thing that stumps me is his complaint of pulling in the clutch that one time and the bike died. So I don't really know what to think of that, because the only thing that would really make sense to me in that situation is if the bike was struggling to run, that rear tire was literally pushing the drivetrain enough to keep the engine running, and when you took the load off of the engine, it didn't have the momentum to keep it going anymore. I don't know, I've never seen anything like that, but I'm just trying to make sense of the whole story in my head. He brings the bike over to me. I was busy working on the 05 dyno over here and kind of just got around to taking a quick check at the end of the day. And I'm going to show you what we came across, and I think we might be onto something that I originally suspected. It looks like there may be a little bit of work done to this bike, judging by these compression releases. You push them in, it'll relieve the pressure. Once it fires up, they pop back out on you. I believe that's how they work. I've never really dealt much with these manual compression releases before, but check that out. It looks like we're bleeding off a lot of compression. Now I haven't actually seen the hard start issue on this bike for myself yet. When I did try to start it yesterday just to ride it in the garage, it was still fairly warm and it popped right off, which tells me that could be a sign of a head gasket, possibly. You know, with it expanded, it's making a little bit better contact. So we're gonna see it for ourselves together right now. I'm gonna set up on the tripod. We're gonna try to start it, see what it sounds like, and then we're just gonna go through some diagnostic checks, check for fuel, check for spark, check for compression, and that should give us a pretty good idea. Those are really the only things that you need to make your bike go: fuel, air, spark, and timing. That's what you need to go fast, right? F-A-S-T. Fuel pump's kicking on. Those are definitely open. Kill the battery. It scared you? Yeah, don't be scared. Well, let's get up. Let's get set up to run some diagnostics. I think it might be safe to assume we've got compression. I want to pull those spark plugs and see what they look like though. Oh, this one's corroded up pretty good. Ooh. Front cylinder, very rich. I would say it probably is not making that great of a contact in there with how ugly that with how ugly that is right there. Still rich, nowhere near as rich. I'm gonna show you from opening those compression releases what we've got going on there.
Oh, a pool under your car.
For you in the summertime. All right, opening that front compression release. Look at all that fuel it blew out on me. Not as much here, a little bit, not so much so, but that's a lot of fuel. So I've got my spark plugs pulled out of my dyno right now. I'm gonna throw it in there and see what happens. Actually, before I do that, why don't we scope the engine? Just because I've already got those spark plugs out, we'll scope down in there and see if anything looks funny in there. This is just a Bluetooth camera scope. It costs like next to nothing on Amazon. It doesn't hold a charge very well anymore, but I just plug it into my little battery pack that I use to charge my camera, and it works great. Let's check it out. So you see the little camera? Look. All right. Well, since we think we have a problem with the front beans, you want to see the picture inside here? Oh, see how wet it is?
Yeah.
That's all gas that's not burning because of the spark plugs. Oh, you can even see the fumes. Check out the rear real quick.
What's water in there too?
Yeah, it does look like there's quite a bit of fuel in there, huh?
Yeah, is that where the oil comes from?
Nope, there shouldn't be any oil up there. It'll get a little bit, but it's not supposed to really have any.
Oh.
The oil's all supposed to be underneath. Let's try some new spark plugs. Actually, we can, while I have that off, we can check compression real quick too.
Yeah, I can see your yay.
Yep. Alright, let's check compression.
What's a punching?
Compression? It's like how hard the air squeezes in there.
Oh.
That one right there.
Does it fit?
It fits.
Okay, wait.
Well, we know we're getting fuel now, right?
What is that for?
It's going to tell us how much air is in the cylinder, and it squeezes, how hard it's squeezing.
Oh.
Like, you know when you blow into a balloon and it blows up and up and up?
Mm-hmm.
If you held the balloon in your hand and held it real close and blew in there, you could put a lot of air and keep it tight, and then you let go and it'll expand, right? You don't get what I'm saying, huh? All we're trying to do is squeeze the air as hard as we can in here. So we're gonna turn the ignition on, and I'm gonna crank it, but it's not gonna start. And right now, just so you know, it's gonna blow a lot of air out from right here, but it's not gonna start. Okay? 140 on the front.
What happened to this bike?
It's having a hard time starting.
Oh. Oh no.
Here, you watch the needle. You'll see it go up. Okay. Yeah, we're about out of battery. 120 on that one, but we've also got a real weak battery now. So we'll throw the battery on the charger for a little bit. I'll put in some new spark plugs. I will replace these spark plugs with new ones. I just want to see that it solves our problem. Okay, let it charge for a little bit, then we'll come back, and I have a feeling she's gonna pop right off. All right, let's see if she's got enough juice, because I'm ready to go inside. Not enough. And maybe we still have another problem. I'll let that charge overnight. We'll get on it tomorrow. All right, I just took the bike off the charger, left it on there overnight. We're gonna see if we hope I didn't miss this thing firing up because it did pop off fairly easy. It's got quite a bit of black smoke at the exhaust when you rev it though. Let's check that out. What's up, baby? That scare you?
Yeah.
You want to come rev it up? Come here.
No.
Come here.
No.
Don't be scared. You can use some motor mounts for sure. Well, thought this thing was going to be a little more involved with troubleshooting, but those spark plugs seem to have solved the issue. I've got new spark plugs on the way for him. I am going to talk to him about doing motor mounts, at least the front. But I mean, if I'm doing the front, then I like to do the rear too, but that's just me. So we'll leave it up to him. So, I mean, that's kind of the rundown. You just keep it as simple as possible. All you need is fuel, air, and spark, and you're gonna be able to make an engine run. Looks like we got them all now. We definitely, I would say it's safe to assume we did not have spark at that ugly, old, crusty spark plug. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video if it helped you out. Subscribe so you don't miss anything. Drop a comment if you got any questions, and we will see you in the next one.